All right, just doing a little video playback here of a pretty fun game I just played. I thought it would be worth doing a little recording for it just because I had never played this comp before and had a pretty interesting result. So I'll go ahead and jump into the game here. I had read a comp post on Reddit about this comp that I ended up playing here. I mean, I didn't know I was going to play it, but I think I considered playing it because I had read about it. It's a Renata Chem reroll. So you play at the end, you play 4 Visionary and 4 Chem Baron and just kind of reroll all of the units. Again, not a comp I've ever traded. I've played a few Chem Baron games, just trying to play like the normal Lost Streak version. Haven't had a ton of success. It's hard in normals because there's usually people who are like AFK and stuff, so you kind of have to play it where everyone's trying. And so here I see, oh, there's a Renata in my shop. I'm like, okay, well that gives me an option. I could definitely play the Renata. I could try to play the Renata comp, so I was thinking about that. I also have some family/pit fighter stuff, which is also strong on this patch. I should mention that this game was played one day after the 14.24 patch, which was pretty big meta shift. Kind of nerfed the Heimerdinger Black Rose dominance. Didn't nerf family, so the pit fighter family reroll is still very strong. So that was one of the other comps I was considering playing. We got a silver start. Silver doesn't usually give you a ton of direction. So I saw superstars here. So I was thinking, okay, should I be the family reroll player? So I'm scouting around to see. That guy looks like he's probably playing family. There's a bunch of people playing pit fighters or conquerors and families. So I'm like, this might not be the game for that then. Too many other people in there. Latin Forge is fine. I end up taking this one. I don't know if I've ever taken this one. You get components when your units die. I mean, more components is never bad. It's just a silver augment. I don't know if it's the best one. But yeah, like I said, I scouted around. I saw a bunch of people playing pit fighters and conquerors and family units. I'm like, okay, let's try something different. Let's try this Renata comp that I read about on Reddit. Again, never played it, so I'm kind of going off of memory of what I read on the Reddit post. I mean, it's pretty, like I said, pretty straightforward. 4 Visionary, 4 Black Rose. So not Black Rose, sorry. 4 Visionary, 4 Chem Baron. So I think I can figure that out on my own without having to look up any guides mid-game. So I was like, okay, let's just try it. I don't really care if I win or lose here. I mean, I'm only playing 3 units, so I'm expecting to lose, but I'm making 10 gold, so it doesn't matter that much either way. And also I have this augment when my units die, I get components eventually. I think it's every 15 unit deaths, you get 1 component up to a maximum of 4. So it just slowly ramps you up over time. So I'm fine to have my units die. I was actually thinking maybe I should level here so that my units die. I have like more units on the board, so they die like I get to the 15 units death tracker quicker. But I was like, I'm not familiar with this comp, so I don't really know, like, plus I'm playing, it is a Chem Baron comp, even though I don't have Chem Baron in yet. So like, Lost Streak is fine, usually. I mean, that's how you normally are supposed to play Chem Baron. So I was like, okay, well, hopefully I'll get 1 Chem Baron unit, and then I'll be on a 3 game Lost Streak. Oh, there, I'm looking at the thing here. Yeah, so I've had 4 units die, I've had 11 die so far already. No, that doesn't sound right. I couldn't have had 11 die on this stage. Well, whatever it was, we'll get more components as the game progresses than normal, so we have to keep an eye on that. Here I have some Visionaries. I also have the Trundle. Trundle is fine, actually, in this comp, I think, because like you end up playing Bruisers, Rennie, and Nunu. So I was like, okay, I could definitely play this Trundle, but it's like I'm on a Lost Streak, and like I already have the front line that I actually want, which is the Chem Baron Visionary front line. So I was like, if I was on a win streak, I probably would buy the Trundle and maybe even consider leveling. But again, I'm not, so I do not. And I just played patient. I don't have any item slam. There's another reason to think about here. Like, it's hard to play a win streak with 0 item slam. So I think in this case, I'm already on a Lost Streak. I have 0 item slammed. Let's just continue playing Lost. And I'm trying to play Chem Baron of some sort. So I think Lost Streak makes the most sense, but it was definitely something that I thought about on that round. So this comp needs a lot of tiers. Basically, you want Shojin, you want Archangels, you can automate other Visionaries. So I'm like, okay, tier. I really want a tier. And it's even on, no, it's not on a Nunu. Sorry, the bow is on the Nunu. So I got the tier which I wanted, which is great. Now I can make an Archangels if I want, or I could hold the tier and make a Shojin. Again, I'm not on a win streak, so it's like, I would just be trying to kill an additional unit. Maybe the Archangels would do that. I don't know, but we'll see what I end up doing. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so there's the Rennie. So now I can get Chem Baron in. It kind of messes my synergies up a little bit here. I lose the Sentinel for now, but I think I'm on the 3-game loss. Like this is perfect, right? Like you put Chem Baron in exactly when you hit the three loss streak, which is like perfect. Well, I mean, it's perfect in the sense that that's when you need it. That's when it actually matters, right? Like you get more stacks once you have the three loss streak. So came in here just in time. I would love to. So I look at the board here. I'm like, okay, this guy's got family. He's got lots of 2-stars. I don't have to worry about being too strong, so I just go ahead and slam the Archangel. Hopefully try to kill another unit. He's level 4. He's got. Do I end up killing any units? It doesn't look like I end up. His front line's a little too strong. Maybe I could have killed the Trundle, but it wasn't getting focused. So sadly, I can't make 30 here without selling the units that I want to keep. And it is a reroll comp, so I'm definitely not going to sell any of my upgrades that I'm holding on the right side of my bench there. If I was playing like a fast 9 comp, I would consider selling maybe like one of the Singed or the Rel, just because when you're playing fast 9, you really want to get your econ up so you can get to 9 quite away. But I'm trying to play a reroll comp, so I don't want to sell copies of any unit that I plan on playing in my reroll board. Make myself weaker here just to make sure I continue my loss streak. Very important. If you lose the first 4 rounds of stage 2, you really want to lose the 5th round because it continues into the creep round. You get the +2 from the loss. And I think I would have won this round too, if I hadn't positioned like this, because other guy's board is really weak. I was still sweating, like, oh my god, am I still gonna lose? Even though like I trapped my Rennie and like put my Renata in front. Like, okay, barely. I didn't win, but like I was worried about that guy's board, which is why I positioned to intentionally lose there. So far so good. I'm on the Chem Baron here. I got 70 Shimmer. You don't gain a lot of Shimmer with only 3 Chem Baron. You really need the higher levels of Chem Baron to get more Shimmer. But this isn't exactly a typical, play weak board, try to get as many Shimmer stacks as you can, and then cash out for like a victory. It's more of a reroll board. So at least that's what I understood from reading like the Reddit posts. Again, I haven't played it, so I'm just going off by what the guy said on Reddit. He said don't worry about the loss streak. It's more of a reroll comp. So I'm like, okay, well, I will. Hopefully that'll work out. Again, I've never played it, so it's just a test game basically. So I get the Renata 2. So here I'm like, okay, well, there's definitely a chance I'm too strong. Here I'm trying to figure out how to get Visionary and Bruiser on, so I take out the Morgana for now. So this is basically the board I want to reroll. Like this is, you end up with 4 Visionary eventually. Let's see, I guess I don't have Rel in yet. I guess on 6 you put in Rel, and it makes a very clean synergy board. And then on 7 you put another Visionary in for 4 Visionary. So here I'm like, so here I'm still on the win streak. I have Chem Baron in. Ideally, I would continue the loss streak here. So maybe slamming the Nashers was bad, but like I read that you don't have to worry about your loss streak. So I'm just like, okay, well, let's try what the comp guide said. And this other player I'm playing is the weakest player in the lobby. Just sort of a spoiler, fast forward, this guy ends up going 8th, Dr. Tennant. So he griefed me in a sense, but like he went 8th, so... This was actually a really tough augment choice. Like all these look really interesting. The Voidcaller Visionary one, I do plan on playing for Visionary. I don't have Shred, so High Voltage looks really tempting, and I don't have Burn, so Power Mid looks really tempting. And it's really good on Renata too. So it's like, I'm like, I don't know how to evaluate any of these. I'll just try the one that's Visionary, just because like I am playing a Visionary comp. So maybe it's probably higher cap, but lower, like, also higher floor in the sense that like it'll be a lot better once I have 4 Visionaries with items casting a lot, but the immediacy of the Shred or Burn would probably be better if I really wanted to push tempo. But I'm not expecting to win rounds. Like my board can beat some of the weaker players, but it's not very strong. Obviously there's like no upgrades or anything, no frontline items slammed, no 2-stars in the front line. But the Renata here is definitely... I'm just hoping that Renata will get kills, because like she's 2-stars, she has items. So even if I lose, I should be getting some kills. And Renata's definitely getting kills. And in fact, I ended up winning that round, even though, like I said, I have no upgrades in my front line. So I don't want to take this. So the guide said to take the 200 cash out, in the sense that like you want to get like that lesser Chem Baron champion duplicator or copies of Renata. Apparently those are relatively common in the 200 cash out. And you can reasonably get to 200 even if you're win streaking. So like with 4 Chem Baron, I think you get 20 Shimmer per win or something like that. That's why you play 4 instead of 3. So yeah, if you're winning, you just kind of limp your way towards the. And here I decide I'm definitely committed. Here's the board I want. Just add more visionaries as I go. I can figure those out. I don't need to put those in the team planner. Just whatever visionaries I have at the time will go on my board as I level up. But this is the comp. This is the board for the comp. I'm just going to reroll basically every unit that's currently on my board. At least that's how I understood it. And surprisingly winning rounds here. Again, I have like no frontline upgrades, no items on my frontline. I guess the augment that I took, the second one, it summons voidlings when your visionaries cast a certain amount of mana they spend. So that is actually giving me a little bit of extra frontline. I don't have a mana item yet, which I really want to get the Shojin. Unfortunately, someone took the sword. So I can't get the Shojin here, but I haven't got any natural swords yet. So I'm assuming I'll get at least one sword. So I just pick an item that doesn't consume my tier. I think I took the Warmogs here. What did I take? Yeah, I took the Warmogs. I just want to save the tier for Shojin. That's basically all I cared about. Any frontline item is fine. All right, so here's the comp. You do go to level 7 according to the guide. You don't roll on 6, even though Renata is a 2 cost. Normally you would think you'd roll on 6. And apparently there's also a bug right now. Somebody posted that on Reddit or on Twitter or whatever, that the 2 cost odds are higher than they're supposed to be on 7 right now or something. So you can see it's 33 right now. I think it's supposed to be 30 or something. I don't know the full details, but like it benefits this comp specifically because like you're rolling for a 2 cost on 7. And you really want to be on 7 because this is where you get the 4/4, the 4 Chem Baron, the 4 Visionary. And you're also rolling for the other Chem Barons. It's not just a Renata reroll comp. You're also rolling for any other Chem Barons that you can 3-star basically. And a lot of them are 3 costs. So you hit them best on 7. So that's the theory behind the comp. Again, I've never played it. I read a guide. This is what it told me to do. So I'm trying it out. And I'm just sort of playing it as I expect to play it here. So I do roll a little bit here. I want to get like, I'm on a 4-game win streak. I want to get like some frontline upgrades here. I'm like, okay, there we go. 2 frontline upgrades. Now I can like maybe win out the round and take my win streak into neutrals. Heimer's a slightly better visionary, I believe, than a 2-star Morgana. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I believe when I put it in. And again, these units aren't getting items. Like I really want to prioritize the Chem Baron units. So it's just like whatever random visionary is the best at any given moment. If I had a mouse, I'd play a mouse. So here I come up against a really strong Swain. I don't have any anti-heal and I don't have any shred. So Swain with a Dragon's Claw presents a big problem for my comp at the moment in that it heals a ton, it has a ton of magic resist, and I just can't kill it. So I was like, oh man, I could have 5-streaked into neutrals. Probably could have beat some of the other boards, but I cannot kill this Swain. Almost killed it at the very end, but yeah. Unfortunate. Doesn't help me with the Shimmer either. You have to get 3 losses before it, 3 losses in a row before you get any additional Shimmer. So yeah, losing there wasn't great, but again, and I had rolled for upgrades right before that round, but can't win them all. Sometimes other players have strong boards too. Just playing it slow on 7. This is a reroll comp, so I'm just going to be rerolling here on 7 for quite a while. If you're bored, if you don't like watching people reroll, you can skip to the end of the video because we're not going to leave level 7 for quite a while. So here I get some items for, finally get the Shojin. That was good. I was saving the sword for that, I was saving the tier for that. Here I'm like, okay, I do need shred. I just lost that Swain. I could not kill that Swain. So I can either make, I could have either made anti-heal or shred. I think I made the shred because it made a frontline item. Like I could have put Morello's on Heimer or something. But I was like, I really rather have more frontline items at this point, just because like that's where my upgrades are, and those are the units that I'm re-rolling over than like starting to itemize a Heimer. So I decided to prioritize the Spark there over like a Morello's, and then kind of awkward components. End up making a Thieves Glove just because I had too many gloves and I don't know what to do with them. Thieves Glove is fine. I mean, I'm getting more components because of the silver augment that I took, so I like it's okay to waste a couple of them. Here, we knew it was going to be Radiant. It was a Heimerdinger like encounter at the start of the game. I didn't really know what to pick here. Like Sponging seems kind of good. Like it's really good for your front line. Coronation could be good. I don't really know what I put in other just more visionaries. Radiant Refactor. So what I'm doing here, I alt tab to look at the Radiant item stats on Renata to figure out which one was best. Her 2 best were Archangels and Shojin, with Archangels being slightly better. So I'm like, you know what? This is supposed to be a Renata comp. let's just try it. Let's just try making Renata like she's the only one with like damage items. Let's just give her a radiant item. And I thought like maybe when I cash out the shimmer eventually, I might get a Renata shimmer item, so she could have like a radiant and a shimmer item. That sounded pretty strong. Again, here like my components are like I'm like, ugh, what do I do with these components? And then I finally realized I think that I can make anti-heal with the Sunfire Cave. Yeah, so that's what I want to do there. So now I got the shred and the anti-heal covered. So covering all the bases of your basic TFT comps. And I have a 2-star frontliner with 3 items. I have a 2-star backliner with 3 items. Actually 3+ items because one of them's radiant. I mean, I use my prismatic just to turn 1 in. So here's where you're supposed to cash out because you're supposed to get more 3 costs and duplicators. But I'm like, there's no 3 costs or duplicators here. Like Flesh Ripper, I could put it on Smeech. I'm like, this doesn't seem good enough. Like, even though the guide said you're supposed to cash out on 200, like I don't think this is good enough. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. Like 1 item for a Smeech 1. Like, okay, well now he would have been Smeech 2, but like I didn't know that at the time. Well, I guess I could have made a Last Whisper for him too. But he kills back. Like Smeech is weird. He targets the unit with the least items. So putting like Shred on Smeech is kind of pointless because like he's targeting like the backliners with no armor. So like he doesn't stay on the tanks. So there's really no point in putting a Last Whisper on Smeech. Just gonna keep playing it patient. I'll figure out some use for these items eventually. I like to normally slam my items right away, but like if there's any chance that they're useful. But in this case, I'm just gonna play it a little more greedy. But as far as which unit I'm item mining next, I'm actually thinking that it would be Smeech. Like I have the most Smeeches. My items that are on the left side there lean more towards Smeech type items, like Hand of Justice, that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I don't get the option to take the other tier, so I can't make the Hand of Justice, but I just take the most expensive unit. And I thought about making another Thieves Glove here, but I'm like, when I cash out my Shimmer, I'm going to get Shimmer items. If I have too many Thieves Gloves, like I'm not going to have nowhere to put these Shimmer items. I'm like, okay, well, not going to make another Thieves Glove. I'll just keep sitting. I'll eventually find a use for these, I hope. That was my thought process, at least. Do have a Silco here. Could try to play more Chem Baron, but from what I understand with the comp, this is what you're supposed to be rolling. 4 Chem Baron, 4 Visionary. So I'm like, oh, not putting it in Silco, even though it gives me more Chem Baron. It doesn't give you more win streak stacks, I believe. The difference between 4 and 5 Chem Baron only applies when you're on the 3 match loss streak. If you're winning, I believe it's 20 Shimmer on both levels. So there's really no point to going to 5 Chem Baron unless you're on a 3+ loss streak. So, and I'm not losing. I'm in fact winning. So, all right. So we get the anomaly. I'm like, what does Nunu not have? Well, he doesn't have armor or magic resist. This seems fine. It's like he has everything except armor and magic. Well, he doesn't have DR, I guess, but like, damn it. But he doesn't have armor and magic resist. So I was like, okay. Could definitely have rolled for a Renata anomaly, but this one seems perfectly fine. I ended up realizing after the fact that I should have put this on Rennie. And that's because if I do get Shimmer tank items, I would have preferred my anomaly to have been on a Chem Baron unit, because then I could put the tank Shimmer items on the unit that had the anomaly. So this was a bit of a misstep. Again, I've never played this comp before, but in the future, what I would have done is I would have put the anomaly on Rennie and then moved the items over to Rennie. And then in the future, maybe if I had gotten tank Shimmer items, then she would have tank Shimmer items and she would have the anomaly, which would make her a very strong tank. It's on Nunu, which is fine, but Nunu's not a Chem Baron, so he can't, or she, I don't know which gender Nunu is, but anyways, they cannot hold Chem Baron items unless you put a Chem Baron crown on them or whatever, which I don't have. So a bit of a mistake. Again, I'm not familiar with this comp, so I'm just trying to playing it at an introductory level, I would say. This is like what you do when you're following a guide, but you're not really sure exactly all the nuances of a comp. I think that's one of the nuances that I learned after playing this match, that I should have put the tank anomaly on the Rennie or any Chem Baron unit that's upgraded. I passed a Mel there. I didn't really see how I could even fit Mel. Like if I went to 8, I could play Mel, but like I am way far from it. I only have 4 Renatas, so I'm pretty far from getting to 8. Again, like I said, I'm going to be on 7 here for quite a while. But I did consider buying the Mel, but I definitely don't want to lower my 2 cost odds until I can hit this Renata, because she's got all my items and stuff. All right, so I'm still rerolling, hitting some of these Chem Baron items. Smeech is the one I had planned on itemitting next, so I'm glad that I hit him. So just trying to figure out what's the best 3 items I can make to put on Smeech. I end up with Hodge, and the Titans, and then a Quicksilver, which is perfectly fine. Smeech items, I think. I don't know. I could end up getting a Shimmer cash out item that I would prefer on Smeech, in which case I'd probably move the Titans. But I don't know if that. I'm still pretty. I'm like some 2 rounds away from the 300. I'm definitely planning on taking the 300. Again, the guide said to take the 200, but when I looked at the 200 cash out, it didn't seem like it would help me at all, so I didn't take it. So I'm planning to cash out on 300. That's my plan. And then I can move the Titans or something off of Smeech if I get a better item for him from the cash out. That was what I was thinking. But again, still rolling on 7. I have 5 Renatas. Not exactly where you want to be if you're re-rolling your carry on 5-2 here. A little late to be hitting your reroll 2-cost carry, but I'm not losing badly at any round. In fact, I was on a win streak for a lot of stage 4, so no reason to panic yet as far as like rolling down to 0. Obviously, if I start losing every round, I'll start re-rolling deeper to try to hit these units. But I don't know if that'll happen yet, so I don't bother doing it. Putting up against some kind of a Black Rose board. No, it's more of a Sorcerer board. I don't know. His items are on a Sorcerer there, so I'm not sure what his exact plan is. Again, I'm just holding extra Visionaries in case I want to play 6 Visionaries. Okay, so here's the cash out. I don't want to go to 400. It would take me way too long. So I just take this regardless of what it is. It doesn't really help me that much, but like, so it's like, okay, this is definitely a tank item, so that's definitely going on Rennie. There's no other tank that I can put it on. This one says it can go on Rennie or Renata. So I was like, should I put it on Renata or should I put it on Rennie? I'm like, well, Renata already has really good items. Like, there's really no reason. If it's good on Rennie, if it says it's good on Rennie, I'm just going to put it on Rennie. Like, again, part of my plan had been if I had gotten so this one gives you armor and magic resist, and then this one gives you healing and shielding increase. So Rennie heals himself, or herself rather, when she casts. So that's how that benefits her. And then it benefits shielding, and Renata shields the units your own units that she hits with her cast, so it can benefit her. Lost to a War Gear with 3 items, which is probably not surprising. Again, I haven't actually hit my reroll. It's 5-3, and I haven't hit my. In fact, not only have I not hit, I only have 5 of her. So I'm expecting to lose some rounds here. I am starting to get a little worried though that I'm not going to hit. There's a Renata with a healing item, which would be great to go with that Shimmer item I just got, but no. Somebody else took it, unfortunately. So I just take a different tank item. Again, I just need an item for Rennie. I could like move the Warmogs to Rennie, but she already has a lot of HP. So I think like the DR from this is actually better than the Warmogs. That's what I was thinking. So here, again, I'm starting to get a little worried because I hadn't hit my carry on 5-5. So I decided just to roll it down. Luckily, I hit everything except Renata. So that's good in the sense that I hit those units. Again, it's not just a Renata reroll, it's a Renata plus Chem Baron reroll. So I did hit the other units that I wanted to hit, so that's good. I'd love to hit this Renata, but haven't had a chance to do it yet. It's weird that neither the 200 Shimmer cash out or the 300 Shimmer cash out offered me any Renatas or any of those lesser Chem Baron duplicators that you can get. So I think that might have been slightly atypical of how you play this comp normally. Normally you kind of rely on those duplicators, I think, to hit all your units. But I didn't get any, either at 200 or 300, so just have to roll all my gold instead. I'm like, I really need to hit this Renata. I really need to hit this Renata. It wouldn't do any good to roll here because I wouldn't be able to buy a unit even if I hit it. But so at this point, I'm like, I'm not expecting to win the lobby. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm playing a reroll comp. I rolled to 0. I still haven't hit my carry. I'll probably get like a 4th or something is what I was thinking. My Chem Baron cash out was a 300, which is fine, but it's not like game winning, 300 cash out. It's not supposed to be game winning. So I'm just sort of resigned at this point to my 4th. I think I typed in our Discord chat that I expect to not win the lobby from this position. But I still need to hit this Renata. Like, I can't level until I hit this Renata. The odds for Renata go way down on 8, so I'm definitely not leveling until I hit this Renata. Or maybe the 100 cash out. Maybe I can get one of those little lesser Chem Baron duplicators on the 100 cash out I was thinking. Here I was trying to figure out, like, if I went to 8, what would I even play on 8? It's like, there's really nothing to put in. I could put in an Ambusher to give Smeech a small buff, but like, if I had a 6 cost, I could put a 6 cost in. I'd have to have a 6 cost to put in. If I hit another Chem Baron, I could put another Chem Baron in, but like, That's a very small change. And I'm like, okay, let's just roll the 2 cost. I need 2 costs. Like I just need the Renata. Roll. Okay, rolled to true 0 here basically, and I finally hit on 6-1 my carry. My 2 cost carry, I finally reroll hit on 6-1. And here, like all my frontline units are basically itemized, so just anything for Heimer. It's kind of like my next goal. This could be my next unit in on 8. It would give me Chem Baron. So Chem Baron, once you're past the cash out phase, having more Chem Barons just gives your team more HP. So if I put in the Zavika here, it would give all my Chem Barons probably like 200 more HP or something like that, which isn't nothing, but it's not amazing. But that's why I'm holding the Zavika here to play on 8. Could also consider like taking out the Singed and putting the Zavika in, but Singed is giving me Sentinel. So decided not to do that. Yeah, and we're actually down to the top 4. So this is kind of what I expected to get. And the other players are on low HP, so I'm like, oh, I'll probably get a second or a third here, is what I was thinking from this position. I'm like, okay. I'm assuming somebody in this lobby will cap out higher than me since I sort of failed I didn't fail my reroll. I mean, I did eventually hit. It just hit way, way late. This guy's playing a Quick Striker Automata board, which is apparently really good right now. Play around the Quick Strikers, obviously. The Nocturne there is the primary carry. I've never played it myself. Well, I haven't played it on this patch, I should say, so I don't know how good it is, but I've heard that it's quite strong. But yeah, it's actually not strong enough to beat my upgraded Chem Baron units. We're not doing good work there, and my front line's very tanky. Here's the cash out that I wanted to get earlier. I just like, even just getting this one Renata would have like helped me hit like way earlier, but like that was never even an option for me. And I'm like, I don't have any Shimmer scale units to put a salvage gauntlet on, so I just save the Shimmer, even though I don't ever expect to cash out at this point. Again, when you click Save Shimmer, it adds HP to your Chem Baron units. Basically, is what happens there. Here I get an Mbessa, another unit that I could play on H for her Emissary bonus. Just gives you some armor and magic resist, which I think is fine. So basically, I can either play the Savika, which gives my Chem Barons more HP, or I could play the Mbessa, which gives my whole team armor and magic resist. So I don't know which one's better, but those are the 2 options that I'm holding for my next unit on 8. This is the guy I thought would win the lobby. He's playing like an upgraded Malzahar with the Anomaly. But apparently Malzahar has been nerfed. You know, he's not quite as strong as he was in the previous patch. So even though I do lose, it's only by 1 unit there. There's 1 Black Rose, and I consider trying to deny it. It's on his side anyway. And he's already at 5 Black Rose, so I was like, I don't know, I don't even bother trying to deny it. Took another frontline item, even though I don't really have room for another frontline item. I took this healing one because it goes really well with the one of the Shimmer items. It's on Rennie. It has something to do with it amplifies healing. So I was like, should I put it on Rennie? I was like, I really like the DR though. The nice thing about the Redemption here, you could actually just put it next to Rennie, and she'll still get the healing bonus. So that's what I ended up doing here. Then I want my Shred and Burn to stay alive as long as possible. So even though those aren't actually as good as tank items as the Warmogs, I decided to keep those on the 3-star new just because I want them to stay alive the whole fight. And I just moved the Warmogs over to Rel for whatever reason. So it's just me and this one guy left with the pretty strong Black Rose Malzahar board, which again, like last patch, this board would have destroyed me for sure. But, you know, I'm holding my own here. Like, I got that extra armor from Mbessa, or armor in MR, and it somehow, I guess, made the difference. Like, I guess just adding that one star Mbessa was enough to swing the fight. Like, I don't know. I didn't expect that to happen, but I also have this Rel that I picked up, or no, sorry, not Rel, Mel. I considered putting the Mel in, like, it gives you an extra life, but it doesn't make your team stronger. So it's like, I was trying to weigh, like, I can play health on my Chem Barons, I can play armor in MR with Mbessa, or I could play an extra life with Mel. I'm like, well, extra life isn't actually combat strength, so I was like, I don't even think I care. Like, I'm not going to put items on her. Like, I have Visionary augment, so I want to keep all my damage items on my Visionaries. So anyways, I'm just holding on the bench here. I don't really care about econ at this point. Just any minor upgrade that I can get, I'll take. Like, if I get the Savika, I'll play the Savika. Maybe if I got a 2-star Mel, I would play it. But again, you can't expect to hit a 2-star 6 cost without a duplicator. And yeah, somehow I'm winning these fights. Again, like, I don't really understand why. Like, my comp isn't anything special. Like, I had to roll to 0. My Chem Baron cash out got griefed on stage 3-1. I had to cash out on 300. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it's actually a pretty strong comp. I think I'm going to keep this comp in my back pocket for the future, just because if this kind of reroll can actually win, like it must have some potential, I would say. Again, I didn't hit my Renata until 6-1, so it's like, if you can still win with that, like, okay, it's got to be a decent comp, right? Coming down to stage 7 here. I do hit the Savika, so I'm like, okay, I got to play a 2-star Savika. Should I put an item on her? Or should I put a Giant Slayer on somebody? Static Shiv? I'm like, eh. With Heimer, you really just want to cast the most, so I was like, okay, let's just put more attack speed on Heimer, help cast faster. And then I'm like, what should I put on the Savika? Should I put Smeech's items on Savika, or should I put the random Thesis on Savika? I'm like, Smeech is fine. He's 3-star. Let's just leave his items there, even though they would be very good on Savika. Just put the Thesis Glove on her. Even meta TFT overlay doesn't think I should be winning the. Oh, I guess it says 55% chance. So basically a coin flip according to the overlay. It's just trained on match data, so it only knows what it's seen on previous match datas. It doesn't know anything special about the game. But yeah, somehow this comp won. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a comp I will continue to play in the future. And that was it. Good game.